Number 635, H.R. 66, a bill to establish the Route 66 Centennial Commission to direct the Secretary of Transportation to prepare a plan on the preservation needs of Route 66 and further purposes.
Pursuant to the rule, the gentleman from Illinois, Mr. Davis, and the gentlewoman from California, Mrs. Napolitano, will each control 20 minutes. The chair recognizes the gentleman from Illinois.
Mr. Speaker, I ask unanimous consent that all members may have 5 legislative days in which to revise and extend their remarks and include extraneous materials on H.R. 66 as amended.
Without objection.
Mr. Speaker, I yield myself as much time as I may consume, and I rise today in support of H.R. 66, the Route 66 Centennial Commission Act. I'd like to thank my colleague, Representative Grace Napolitano, for sponsoring this legislation with me, and also Chairman Schuster and Ranking Member DeFazio for helping shepherd this bill to the floor, along with Highways Subcommittee Chairman Mr. Graves. I'm proud to have Route 66 run through the middle of my district, and I believe it's important that we celebrate the history of Route 66. In 1926, Route 66 became our nation's first all-paved highway under the U.S. highway system, connecting Chicago, Illinois to Santa Monica, California. Early on, the road was used by hundreds of thousands of Americans seeking to escape the Dust Bowl and provided critical employment opportunities for road crews paving the road during the Great Depression. During World War II, the highway transported troops, equipment, and supplies to military bases across our country and was used after the war by thousands of troops returning home to their families. By the 1950s, Route 66 began to see a rise in tourism and became the true symbol of American freedom and independence that we all know today. In April of last year, I went on an extended tour of Illinois' stretch of the highway with my colleague, Representative Darren LaHood, and also many state and local leaders. I had the opportunity to see the economic impact that the Mother Road brings to Illinois. It supports many jobs and key economic activity in small towns, and it helps to generate important revenue to support those small rural communities. For example, travelers along Route 66 in Illinois can see a giant pink elephant statue and other larger-than-life sculptures at the Pink Elephant Antique Mall in Livingston, Illinois. And Mr. Speaker, as a matter of fact, my family and I were coming back to my hometown of Taylorville yesterday, and we stopped and we had a great lunch at the Twisty Treat, which is attached to the Pink Elephant Antique Mall. So if you ever want to go there, have great burgers. I happen to have a pork tenderloin sandwich that I probably shouldn't have eaten, but it was really, really good, and topped off, of course, with Twisty Treat's famous ice cream. They can also, if you're traveling Route 66, stop and see a movie at the Wilde Theater at the Wilde Theater in Edwardsville, Illinois. That originally opened in 1909. Or stop at an all-day breakfast at Jungle Jim's Cafe, a quintessential roadside dinner in Springfield, Illinois. Those are just a few of the thousands of local businesses along Route 66 whose livelihood depends upon the historic highway. You don't even have to be in a car to ride along Route 66. The Illinois Route 66 Trail is a system of off-road paths for bikes, hikers, or anyone else looking to see the Mother Road in a different way. The centennial of this great highway will be an international celebration, and the state of Illinois will be ready to welcome travelers from around the world who want to experience the history and magic of this scenic byway. H.R. 66, this bill, Mr. Speaker, will create a 19-member commission to recommend activities to honor the 100th anniversary of the Mother Road in the year 2026. It also directs the U.S. Department of Transportation to develop a plan to ensure the first all-paved U.S. highway connecting the Midwest to my colleague Ms. Napolitano's district in California will be preserved for many years to come. And in doing this, the Secretary of Transportation will work with our governors of the 8 states that this historic highway passes through to develop a comprehensive preservation plan. H.R. 66 is endorsed by the National Trust for Historic Preservation, the Route 66 Road Ahead Partnership, the National Historic Route 66 Federation, Auto Club Enterprises, also known as AAA, and the Route 66 Alliance. And under general leave, I submit their letters of support for the bill for the record.
Without objection.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Throughout its history, Route 66 has become more than just a way to get from point A to point B. It has evolved into a symbol of American independence and prosperity. And I'm proud to help continue the legacy of Route 66, and I urge my colleagues to vote yes on H.R. 66, and I reserve the balance of my time.
Gentleman reserves. The gentlewoman from California is recognized.